Well, Ford today announcing a $600 million investment in its Louisville, Kentucky plant, which will build the next generation Ford Escape. And the company says this expansion will create 1,800 new positions. Mark Fields is the president of Ford Americas, and he joins us now. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it, Mark.
Oh, really appreciate it, Poppy.
I guess the first question would be, why Louisville? Why put this money to work here?
Well, we've had a large presence in Louisville for many, many years, but the reason for making this decision is we have a great workforce here, which puts out really high-quality products. We built our Explorer here for 20-plus years, and we can be competitive here. Working with the state and with the UAW, we put together a proposition where we can be competitive with anyone in the world, and that's why we're making this investment here in Louisville in the state of Kentucky.
What you're going to do when this all, is fulfilled in 2011 is you're going to more than double the amount of workers at that plant. When you talk about 1,800 new positions, how many of those, Mark, are going to be actual new hires versus taking from within the company and moving to this location?
Well, probably a majority of them are going to be new hires. We'll obviously have some folks that will be shifting from other plants to come here. We have a few folks that are on indefinite layoff, but we'll be hiring and hiring pretty significantly here in the Louisville area. So it's very, very exciting for the city.
This is an interesting move coming after, I believe, a $550 million investment by Ford in your Wayne, Michigan plant. Is this the beginning of a series of investments like this across the U.S. that we're going to see from Ford?
Well, as a company, we're really investing for growth going forward. And obviously, you mentioned our investment up in Michigan of over $550 million. This is just another step as we look at our business, reinvest in it, look to profitably grow. It's all about making sure we make the appropriate investments to provide for the future for our employees, for the communities they live in, and for our company.
So, Mark, if I read between the lines here, looking at what you did in Michigan, looking at what you're doing now in Kentucky, it looks like you're saying, in a sense, that America is becoming a much more attractive place to build cars and trucks. We're seeing the explosion in China, but that also means a rising middle class that expects higher wages, and sort of the opposite is happening here in the United States. So, is this becoming a very competitive place to build vehicles for you guys?
Yes, very much so. And it really requires a true partnership between ourselves, the UAW, the states that we do business in. But when we can put a competitive business case together, like we're doing here in Louisville, we can make a strong statement that American manufacturing is important, and we can be competitive with the rest of the world in a very, very big way.
GM has had huge success, huge growth in China. Ford working its way to catch up there. Al Mulally said, look, we're focusing very much on China. What's the mission there? What's the drive for Ford in China?
Well, Ford has a very, very good image in China from Chinese customers. Our business is growing there. Our sales are growing along with the market every month. And with that image that we have with Ford, we really want to grow the business. So we're putting our money where our mouth is, so to speak, making those investments to really provide great products for the Chinese consumer.
And, of course, you're the president of Ford Americas, so looking in Latin America, South America, and then also globally, what other markets are just very important for Ford right now?
Well, obviously, every market we do business in is important, but obviously our home market, the United States, is a very important market. It's very important for us to be successful there. But in growth, Europe, very important. But the growth markets, as you mentioned, China, our business is growing. South America, and particularly places like Brazil, where we've been for over 80 years, our business is growing there. And it's really about having profitable growth for all, not only in the markets that we do business with, but also with all the stakeholders we have relationships with.
Well, Mark, thanks so much for joining us. Look forward to seeing what